Thank you.
Like I said, my name is John Condosta. I took a class here, but I graduated from UNH last May, microbiology major. And my job title right now, I'm a manufacturing operator right down the street at Lonza. Some stuff I had to talk about here. Sharing my job experience with you. Right now I've been working there for about 5-6 months. Pretty good. I like it. Good group of people down there. Shift works out pretty well. I work 12-hour days. I thought it was going to be a lot at the beginning, but it works out pretty good now because working 12-hour days, you don't work that many days a week. Job search. I'm sure you guys want to know about job search. Pretty much get your resume out as much as possible. The more people see your resume, the more chance you have of getting hired. Definitely put your resume on Monster. I did that, got a lot of hits off of that. It's a great place to meet up with headhunters, people with their job specifically is trying to find you a job. If they don't find you a job, they don't make money. They get money from the company after you get hired. Targeting companies, pretty much up to you. A lot of companies around the Boston area, not too much around here, but more towards the Boston area. That's where I looked, definitely. Got a lot of hits around Boston. Employment agencies, like I said, they're pretty good. If you get in touch with an employment agency, she's working for you to get a job. Her job is for you to get hired. So she's pretty much going to be on you the whole time, going through the interview process with you. Just telling you, basically, before you go on the interview, you interview with this temp agency, whatever you want to call it. They pretty much tell you what's going on because they're working with the company and they've had people go through them before. And they'll tell you what to expect through interviews, you know, what to say, what not to say, not to be nervous, you know, go in there with confidence. But they set you up pretty good if you get in touch with the temp agency. And if you get hired through a temp agency, pretty much a lot of companies like to do that because it's a trial and error period for them. They like you after 3 months, 6 months, you pretty much get hired by the company. So it's a good back way into another company. Other stuff they want me to go through here. Pretty much when I was going through the interview process, I was real nervous at first. I didn't know what to expect from it, going into these big companies. But go into it with confidence. Pretty much think of it as you're going into there, and they want you to get that job. It's not you wanting to get that job. They want you to be in their company. Go in there with confidence, thinking that they're looking at you to get into that door. Be outgoing, be laid back. These guys are the same as, same as you and me. They're not way high up on the top, looking down on you. But go in there with confidence and pretty much, that's it. Wasn't really prepared for a stellar speech tonight, but I guess you guys want to open up the questions about my experience in job hunting, or is that another part of S?
John, Tim O'Dell, was that your first interview with Lonza, or have you gone some other companies?
Lonza was my first. I had 2 interviews at that company. I had other interviews down around Boston, Genzyme, Bristol Myers Squibb, BD Biosciences. I went on a few. I got a lot of hits. A lot of my hits were right off of Monster.com. Got in touch with a lot of temp agencies, so I pretty much went down to their places. They told me what was going on, where to show up for the interview, who I was interviewing with, and from then on out, it was after the first one. After I got the first one done, the rest are just pretty much repetitive. You get it down like a science. Going through these things, you get more confidence in them, look better to the employer. But yeah, definitely a lot of types of interviews out there. Some interviews you're in front of just a group of a bunch of people all looking down at you. Those are pretty much the worst. Others you're one-on-one, which are pretty good. Others you're actually interviewing with a group of people, and you're at like stations where you'll interview with 2 people at a time for 10 minutes, and you'll switch every 10 minutes, getting to talk to different people from different departments within the company. But there's a bunch of different interview processes out there, and each one you have to approach differently.
I have a question. Could you just tell, like as a manufacturing operator, what you do on the job daily or weekly or monthly or whatever?
Oh yeah, I forgot to go with that part. I'm a manufacturing operator in the fermentation suite. Pretty much what you guys did in this manufacturing course is a crash course on what I do in upstream processing. We pretty much do the same thing, but on a much larger scale. We end up with 20,000 liter bioreactors instead of your 3 liters. But typical day, just 12-hour day. You're working with probably a group of 10 people. Bunch of different jobs listed up there in the day. You get paired up. You're never alone with somebody because, as you guys know, you guys work with the batch records and everything. You need an operator and a verifier signing off. So it's pretty much the same thing where I work. Everything needs to be signed off twice. It's even more rigorous than here. Like you screw up, if you write something wrong, you cross it out, you have to sign and date it, and you're always getting stuff back from lot review, nagging at you to fix it and stuff like that. But it's definitely, this course is definitely a good crash course on what you'd be facing if you go into the manufacturing world, either fermentation or purification.
How comfortable did you feel, John, getting up to speed on the new equipment? Do you feel like because of the course you were able to kind of catch on a little quicker, or did they have good training for you? Because it is different stuff, so obviously.
Yeah, when I first walked in, I was really overwhelmed. You're looking around, there's pipes and everything everywhere. You don't know, what you're doing. You don't know what's going on. You pretty much get thrown into it, but you get thrown into it paired up with a guy who's been there for 6 or 7 years. He knows exactly what he's doing, and you pretty much go through things step by step until you get signed off on it. Every process you get signed off on. You're in your training period until you get signed off on those specific processes. But you pretty much, they throw you right in, but they go through everything with you. So it's not, where I work, it wasn't really like a training process. Then you're out on the floor. You're out on the floor and you're getting trained at the same time. But it was overwhelming at first, but once you start to get everything down, it's just everything starts flowing more and more each day. You learn stuff better, and get used to the process where you're at. I mean, these guys have been there for 6, 7 years, and they still don't know all the processes as much as they should. Every day you get thrown a new curveball.
Hey John, how long was the senior person assigned to you, kind of as your mentor, or like he was training you, took you through? Is that like 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks? Was that a specific period of time?
I've been there for about 6 months right now, and I'm still currently getting trained off in procedures. Stuff changes as processes change, as products you're making change. You do different procedures, but you could be. It's such a wide variety of things you have to do in that factory that you could be there for a year and you wouldn't be seeing something until just then, But you pretty much, when you learn the basics of what's going on, basics run-throughs of all the processes, you pretty much, you can pick up things on your own, and the SOPs, standard operating procedures, you guys have here, they're real good. They run you through step by step. There's actually like a whole bookshelf of every process in the factory, and you can go right to it, and it'll give you a step-by-step process of what you're doing. And you have guys who've been there, senior operators, who still go back to that and look up processes just because they forgot. Go back to it and just read over it, do it.
Real quick, about the interview process, would you recommend interviewing with a couple of like second choice and third choice companies that you'd like to work for before working with like your first choice?
Yeah, definitely go on as many interviews as you can. I went on a few, and I had some that I liked, had some I didn't like, and I tried to get in as many as I could, pushing off the deadline and when I had to accept as far as I could, until I actually, these companies were like, all right, we need a decision here, or we're gonna, give it to another person. But yeah, get in as many as you can. I can't stress that anymore, because the more you go, the more chance you have to get in a better position than the first. But
And kind of have to, you really have your heart set on one company, maybe not apply there right away. Otherwise, what if you get your interview there first? Maybe go to some of your other ones.
Hey, John, how many job offers did you get?
I got 2 from Lonza, 1 from Genzyme, 1 from BD Biosciences. I didn't hear back from Bristol Myers Squibb, and I had a few other interviews I didn't go on. But I got, all of mine were pretty much right off of Monster.com, and I got a few from a career fair at UNH. Just handed off some of my resumes. But definitely, if you post your resume online, a lot of employees will just look right over it, so you have to have a good opening statement, I feel like. And sometimes you guys may think you're not experienced, but in my book, you guys are experienced. You're taking this class, so put down you're an experienced, biotech student. And just anything you can do to get that employee to look at your resume and give you a call.
Did you, a lot of the positions that you applied for, are they all manufacturing positions, or were there some QC or validation or anything?
Yeah, I pretty much, when you're applying to these companies, it's through like a wide variety. They pretty much will, most of them will pick you out as a candidate for a certain position within the company. Most of them I didn't apply as to a specific spot within the company, but I had interviews for cell culture, purification, environmental monitoring, stuff like that. Any questions?